Hello. Today, today's better beliefs is about why are why do bad things make us feel so good? Like why do my guilty pleasures are the only thing that make me happy, and all the happy things stop making you happy. I'm going to give you examples: smoking, getting high, pornography, bad food, video games, entertainment, dating apps. What else could it be? Let's just stick to these for a while, right? Like we know all of these are bad things for our own good. We know that we're not supposed to do them, and yet these are the only things that we really look forward to in life. These are the only things that actually give us happiness in that moment. And nothing good, quote unquote good, makes you happy. The problem behind this is, I think, probably two or three fold. We are dopamine monkeys. The second we get bored, we just feel like doing something, and we're stuck in this trap so bad with 100 different bad things that could screw you for life, 100 different addictions accessible to you so easily, so quickly. No doubt we're going to be the most fucked generation of all time when we have access to almost all of these things here. You can either order them, which is your drugs, cigarettes, unhealthy food, or you could waste time there. And this is likely the biggest problem that our generation has grown up with, is abundance and ease of access to all the bad things. And the second you're bored, you're not really now, like we're all, as I said, like you're addicted to dopamine, right? Like we do not have our emotions regulated. Every time we are supposed to spend time with our own selves, one of these distractions just takes over. Hey, I want to smoke. Hey, I want to probably check Instagram. Hey, why don't I order a dessert for my own self? If you just really try to observe your life that way, you're just going to be like, oh my god, every time I get a minute off, I'm trying to think or do let's not say good or bad, but a thing that's not great for you to do for the next 30 years. That's not a great habit. Abundance is one. Lack of emotional regulation. That's why meditation is so hard. Because when you have to do and sit still for like 30 odd minutes straight, you probably just cannot do that. You probably just get distracted 500 times. And I've become, I think, a lot of my life problems in terms of compassion, empathy, focus work, hard execution, learning a skill, going in depth, going in rabbit holes balls deep. I could have done all of these things if I wasn't a dopamine monkey. If I got a high from the good things and not the bad things. Right now we all get a high from checking on Instagram, consuming reels, whatever it may be. But I think I've been killing myself over this, that hey, why have I not been doing the same thing, whatever it may be, for like 7 years, 6 years, any hobby, any industry, any market, could be anything. But I've never had any sort of consistency in life, even in my hobbies, passions, interest areas, business, friends. There's been no consistency. I've been chasing novelty for as long as I can remember. As long as I can remember. And now I've started to see that I've started to realize that, hey, it's been quite harmful for me. That I've got to change it. That I've got to get better at regulating my emotions by staying with my own self, by being probably alone, and not necessarily chasing dopamine in any shape or form, by chasing validation in any shape or form. And it's the hardest thing that is the hardest hitting realization that is so hard to execute because my phone's right here, right? My laptop's right here. How do you even do that? Probably my step one's going to be what I do is I have a candle right on my desk. I just light it up. Wow, for once I want to. Yeah. Bad day, guys. But yeah, I light it up and I just try to look at it for 10 minutes straight. I know I'm going to get distracted, but I just try to look at it for 10 minutes straight. I want to amp it up increasingly from 10 to 15 to 30 to probably an hour to probably 2 hours. Because meditation happens in a lot of shapes and forms. It doesn't have to be stand still, stay still, lie down, shut your eyes. It could be in any shape or form as long as you are focused, as long as you are really just focusing on your breath and hyper importantly staying in the present. It's something I talked about in the last video. If you're not staying present, if you're not mindful, if you're always stuck up here, that's where 99% of your problems begin. When you're not present, when you're just lost in whatever trap your head is, your brain's laying down for you. And it's going to be so hard, to probably not be a dopamine monkey, to probably really commit to something with everything you've got without getting distracted, to really work on getting my focus up again. Sometimes I feel, oh my God, I wish I regulated it, or I was smart enough to know something, or I just had it in me when I was 12 or 13 before I could get into any addictions of life. In each phase of life, I've had one sort of addiction or a guilty pleasure that you look forward to so much. And it's okay. Life's supposed to be lived in a way where you're happy with a few things and it's okay. But regulation is just so important. And if not, I would happily just want to idly cut every and all of those things away. Because I think that's when I'm going to find that's when I'm going to be content with my own self. And I'm trying to get away with this desperation to get out of this zone of life that I've found myself in. Desperation to get rid of my bad habits, desperation to fix my life. Because all of these vices, all of these guilty pleasures are fueled by desperation. When you're just bored, you're desperate for entertainment, you're desperate for that dopamine hit, and you end up doing one of these 20 odd negative things that I told you about. So yeah, probably the first step is to not just be desperate about, hey, I want to fix it, hey, I want to get rid of it, otherwise my life's only going to get shit. And I've said this to like at least 500 of my friends that I want to fix this so desperately, I want to get rid of this so desperately, I wish I can just work on myself and fix myself, and hey, I think this week I'm going to get better, or waking up on time is going to fix myself. Now I'm starting to realize desperation probably doesn't lead you anywhere. It doesn't. Desperation really just fuels the fire. Desperation really truly just makes it worse for you to get out of these zones. You just have to be incredibly patient and present. I think these are the only two things that patience, presence, consistency. If you've got these three things at a fundamental level where you're incredibly truthful to yourself and you can look at yourself in the mirror and say that yes, I'm incredibly patient, I'm incredibly consistent and disciplined. It's the biggest, I think that's the biggest superpower that our generation will likely have in the next few decades, is going to be these three things, right? Because as I said, everything's so accessible. How am I supposed to be patient when I'm chasing outcomes every day, every moment? I'm just trying to get somewhere. I don't know. You've stopped enjoying the journey, and that's the worst part about being impatient. You just want to get there so bad. You want to get there so bad, and you stop enjoying the journey. You stop enjoying the way you'd get there, and it sucks. That's all I can say. That it really, really, truly, deeply sucks. And that's okay. But yeah, as I said, the first step is stop being desperate. Second step will likely be incredibly consistent with whatever you want to pick up, because that's the strongest form of self love. And be patient. Uh, Meditate for those 10 minutes every day. Just be patient through that time. Like just don't just don't hope that, hey, it's been a month. Why do I not have my biceps yet? Why am I not hyper focused yet? Why am I not happy yet? It's going to be so hard to get rid of that mindset. But the best thing that I can do to myself today is to think of these three things and just really, truly, deeply believe them from the bottom of my heart and work on them. Because if I don't, I'll be stuck in this trap forever. Maybe not. Maybe lead to rock bottom or an event where you're forced to get the biggest reality check of your life. And what's going to happen is going to happen. You really can't run away from it, can you? But you do your best. That's all we know. And I feel quite sad about losing myself. There's a lot of losses that I've had to face, sadly, because of that. And it's something I'm 100% sure of, that those losses were because of a bunch of things that just went off. I'm fueled by shame, guilt. I stamp my identity in a negative way far more than the world could. And it should be the other way around, right? Where you're ignorant of the world or what they say, and you just care about your own self. I'm the exact opposite. And it's purely because I attack my own identity. Because of these 20 odd vices or guilty pleasures in life, I attack my own identity the most. And I think it might be time to just get incredibly headstrong and focused to stay away from these vices as much as I can with everything I can. And that might be step one towards working on finding myself. I have no idea how, when, where, how a lot of things will happen. But all I can do is try, right? Just gotta take the right steps for the next 6 months and I can change my life. You're only 6 months away from changing your life. Strong believer of that. Lost it somewhere in the past few years. But starting to believe that you're only 6 months away from making a lot of things work for you. But first step before working, etc., is going to be just take care of the demons in your head. Start loving yourself. You are worthy. You do deserve all the good things you've gotten in life. And then good things will start to happen. The more you are happy, content with what you do, the more positive you are with your own, just about your own self, you're just proud of yourself, you're going to find more and more success. This is a belief that I have that I'm probably going to test over the next few months or years. Who knows? Just hope I stay consistent with these daily updates. And yeah, see you all tomorrow then. Bye bye.